Flying Bull Productions presents LaF, Literature and Film.
Welcome to the special edition of LaF. LaF goes to the Oscars. Today's review is of Lenny Abrahamson's harrowing film adaptation of the New York Times best-selling novel, Room. Brie Larson's powerful portrayal as Joy Newsome has made her an early frontrunner to win the Best Actress Oscar. Having been forced to live in terror in a small locked room for 7 years, she tries to be the best parent possible to her 5-year-old son and raise him sheltered from the horror of their situation while giving him all the warmth and love of a normal childhood. The film uses the bond of mother and child to explore thematically the incredible power and resiliency of love. The Academy of Motion Pictures has nominated this universally acclaimed movie for 2 other awards, in Adapted Screenplay and Best Director. Join LaF on another Best Picture review as they discuss
All right, welcome to episode 130. Today we're talking about Room.
Boom.
Joining me is Richard Lusk, and I am Ryan Bull. This film was filmed in a room a little smaller than the recording studio we are currently in. I think it was 8 by 10 space. Ridiculously small that supposedly these 2 characters, they're supposed to
inhabit. Like a tool shed you would have in the backyard. If you go to your local Lowe's or Home Depot, it'd be the ones off to the side of the parking lot that are already pre-configured or pre-made.
Pre-made, yeah. Not really any bigger than that. They actually filmed in that space, and they had a rule during the entire filming that the camera must stay in the room, at least the lens part of it.
Right. So they had to make intricate and involved trapdoors on the side of the edifice or the room.
On the previous show, we talked about The Revenant, which was filmed probably on the largest vista available to any of the filmmakers. Today we're talking about the smallest.
Right.
How did that work for you?
This was the first movie I saw on my triple feature that I talked about when we discussed Brooklyn. Mm-hmm. And going into it, there's a student in my class that had been reading the book in my literature and film class. She was actually reading the book, and I hadn't heard anything about it, but I knew that there was a movie called The Room, which is notorious for being one of the worst movies in the history of moviedom. And I thought in the first week of school, it's interesting that this girl is reading a book about the worst movie that's ever been made. And so I asked her about it, and she goes, "Oh no, that's not this. This is about a girl or a mother and a child." So, and then I kind of put that on the back burner. And then when I went to go see it, I was expecting that I'd like it, and I wound up not liking it so much.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't hate it. It's just meh.
See, now I enjoyed this film. I thought it was quite good, and while I was watching it, granted I saw this a couple months after you, I thought for sure you would have loved this film because it's not super plot heavy. It's all about character and emotion and relationships, things that generally you like in films.
Really? I do? Okay. I don't know. I guess I do.
I mean, where The Martian is a very plot-heavy film.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't have a whole lot. And it's about those quiet interactions between characters, especially the mother and child. They had chances in this film where you could have big, plot-driven, high-tension, after the kid escapes and before the police officers find, the room and save his mother, there could have been a lot of tension when old Nick comes back and maybe he's threatening to kill Brie Larson's character.
Okay.
You could have had that in this film. Instead, they go away from that. Instead, they just go for the emotional impact of the subjective camera angle looking through the cop car window as Brie Larson comes out and sees her sons in the cop car and goes rushing to him to be reunited.
Right.
That's all emotion.
Yeah.
I thought you would have kind of enjoyed those.
I'm wondering, that's so weird that you would think that I'm not emotionally attached to characters.
Not so much the emotion, but the interesting dynamics. And, this mother is trying to hide the horrors of the world from her, or the horrors of the room from her son, and make him feel like he's getting all the experiences of a normal child.
Yeah, didn't do anything for me. It really didn't.
It's the
It
batter.
was a bratty kid
butter,
movie.
too. Look at all that.
Butter.
Oh, yeah. Mash that in.
Oh, we got it.
Why don't you do some of that? You handle that?
Yep.
Abracadabra.
Now the candles.
We don't have any candles. I know.
We said a birthday cake for real. That means candles on fire.
Jack, it's okay without the candles. It's still a birthday cake.
You should ask for candles for Sunday treat, not dumb jeans.
I'm sorry. I have to ask for stuff that we really need. Stuff that he can get easily.
I thought the kid was being bratty a few times. I was annoyed with him. I was like, I understand the situation, the heightened situation of this. I was like, can't you give your mom a break? So what if she doesn't have a candle for your birthday cake? It's still a cake.
Well, the kid hasn't seen... There's no TV.
There is a TV, but I think they show videotapes.
Yeah. So, he has no real knowledge of the world.
Right.
At one point, he gets into an argument saying there is nothing more than the room. And she's like, oh, no, there's all this stuff. And you're 5.
Yeah, I like I do like the psychological, philosophical aspects of that. Mm-hmm. The allegory of the cave and those elements. But those are more esoteric and not melodramatic. And what you described, not being in the film, I thought was in the film. Like when she rolls him up in the carpet and like Cleopatra sticks him in the back of has Nick come in and put him in the back of the truck and all that. That was tedious for me. And it came in the middle part of the film.
Did you think it was unbelievable?
The escape?
Yeah.
I think that they would have manufactured an escape long prior to that. I don't think that I've seen those sheds. And that when they showed it afterwards, it didn't seem to be that impenetrable. I don't know. I've never been a captive.
That's where a lot of the criticism of this film lies, is in the escape. Some people say, it's too cliche, things come off just a little too easily. And I'm thinking,
it comes off kind of easily.
When I saw it, I went, well, the only reason they're even trying to do this is because Brie Larson is so afraid that Nick is going to kill them very soon, that, he's unemployed now, he's very depressed. They have to try to escape now, or else they could end up dead, and this is the best shot that they have.
I thought that she was just waiting until he was old enough to be able to do it. I didn't know that there was this added tension of old Nick losing his job.
Yeah, he mentions that to her, that he's lost his job,
that didn't
and,
come
stop
through
giving me a hard time, da-da-da.
Huh. No, I didn't think... I thought that now it's just kind of coming a little too late, and the whole scenario, and then too early in the movie, and then a little too late, because really the movie is not necessarily about them escaping the room. The movie is about putting together their lives after they escape, and him actualizing the child played by Jacob Tremblay, Jack, him becoming someone that can be integrated into society, like the movie Nell with Jodie Foster.
Can he? But there's also a lot with Brie Larson trying to get back to the real world and deal with the fallout, and then
I was annoyed with that part.
Again, I thought you would have enjoyed. She has anger towards her parents for giving up looking for her. Her parents have divorced. William H. Macy has a lot of trouble as the father of accepting.
Yeah, he just comes in as a splash and then never comes back.
But that he can't look at this kid as a reminder of what happened to his daughter and the innocent, I think she was like 17 when she was kidnapped, child that he lost. And now there's this strange woman with a child that is supposedly his daughter, and he is unable to reconcile that.
And he can't handle it. And he'd already made the cut psychologically from whatever it was in his past. He'd already moved on. So I see how it works symbolically. The idea that her mother is married to Leo Buscaglia at the end, and he's like perfect, and they have a perfect little puppy, that was just a little too melodramatic and ridiculous. Right. I also really hate it when the marketing ruins the movie, because the poster for this is the last shot of the movie. And because we're so emotional and easily manipulated, the filmmakers feel that they can rely on that. They can put the last shot of the movie in the poster and in most of the marketing, and we're still going to gobble it up. That angers me.
I can tell. And I can tell in ways our listeners can't, because your lip is curling into anger as you're working yourself up into this lather.
It angers me when art becomes commercialized to the point. I don't think that the people that put together this movie were behind the decisions that led to the marketing surrounding it. And then to put the final shot of the movie where they're actually outside of the room, which you know because the poster shows them in full winter garb, and they're smiling and laughing. When the movie opens with them in a bed inside of a room, the whole entire movie you're waiting for that shot. You know that shot's going to come. If it came at the midway point of the movie, I'd be much less annoyed. But the fact that it comes here at the end, and you're kind of like predisposed to see it, it made me really angry. It left me with a sour, bitter feeling.
I can see that. Apparently now we know what types of movies you hate. If the opening shot is of a mother and child sharing a bed together, you're going to hate that, because that's how Jane Got a Gun opens. And you hated that film too?
I wouldn't know that because I was in the popcorn line.
You were
getting that. So if I had seen that, you're right. I probably would have hated Jane Got a Gun even more.
Now we know.
And we know the genre, the child in bed with mother genre.
This film's up for a couple of awards. Probably the one that has the best shot of winning is actress in a leading role. Brie Larson is almost a lock for this. Cate Blanchett's also nominated for Carol, Jennifer Lawrence for Joy, Charlotte Rampling for 45 Years, and Saoirse Ronan. Close enough. Saoirse Ronan for Brooklyn are the other nominees.
Right.
Do you think Brie Larson wins for this?
Yeah, I think she's as much a lock as DiCaprio is. If she doesn't win, it'll be sort of an upset. There's no way Charlotte Rampling will get it because she made those incendiary remarks at the beginning of the award season. Once she got the nomination, she sort of opened her mouth up about the Oscars so white movement. Mm-hmm. So that sort of killed any chances she had there.
Blanchett for Carol?
Carol's not up for any other awards. Maybe two other awards. I think Rooney Mara might be up for
supporting actress.
But none of the major awards. Yeah. And I don't think anybody saw that movie. So I don't think they're going to vote for her. Plus, she's already won, right?
I believe so.
No, the other chance is Vikander up for, that's supporting actress.
Yeah, Vikander got supporting actress for Danish Girl. Really, that should be a lead actress.
Right.
That really is a shared part. That movie has two leading characters in it, yeah.
I think Brie Larson wins. I think that's it. I wouldn't be surprised if it won adapted screenplay, but I'm not sold on that. Probably the best adaptation from book to movie, like that replicates the movie and the feel and the tone of the movie, is probably this.
Well, it's interesting because the screenplay writer of this, Emma Donoghue, also wrote the novel, and she somehow managed to hold on to the rights to this film and basically audition directors, and there were a bunch of directors who wanted to make this film because it was such a hit novel. A couple of years ago, Barack Obama was spotted while he was on vacation coming out of a bookstore holding this novel.
Oh, right.
So, instantly,
popular,
let's turn this into a movie, and she got deluged with requests to work on this film, and she ended up getting director Lenny Abrahamson.
Yeah, so he's up for Best Director, and this is up for Best Picture, Best Actress.
Yeah, you don't think he wins?
No, but it would be interesting if it won all four out of the blue.
Yeah,
Can you imagine how much it would skyrocket in popularity?
Yeah, I think a lot of people would go watch it then. Probably of all the films on this list, this is the least seen film. Maybe this in Brooklyn.
Yeah, it's only made $6 million so far this year.
Which is a shame. It is a good film. I know you're not huge on it, but this is in the top half of your list easily for films, right?
Top half. Maybe not. I don't know.
Of all the films you saw last year, this doesn't even make your top half.
Yeah, it might. I can't remember. I was kind of bitter about it, dude.
Is this your least favorite film of all the Best Picture nominees?
No, Big Short's. Big Short even less than this.
Wow.
I at least I watched the whole thing with
Without falling asleep?
Well, without falling asleep, with an interest in what was going to happen. I wasn't happy when it finally did happen, but I was intrigued.
Right.
Big Short, I wasn't intrigued and I wasn't interested, and everything was. It fell short of my expectations. This movie did too, but I'm glad that you liked it. You like all the Best Picture nominees.
I think this is one of the best years in recent memory for Best Pictures. I really have enjoyed it. I didn't feel like I had to force myself to sit down and watch any of these films, and I can't say that about previous years.
Well, that's our review of Room.
Yeah, that's it. We've got one more film to do, Spotlight.
Yay!
So, thank you for joining me, L Train.
All right.
This is Mr. Two Frame saying there be dragons.
Pax Bonum.
What do you think of this year's Academy Awards? Let LaF know your opinion. Email the show at thelafpodcast@gmail.com, tweet at thelafpodcast, or send a message on facebook.com/thelafpodcast. We will read the best comments on a future show.